trumpets are blaring.
Yeah.
And we got Joe Smith. What?
This is where we all come together. This is where we have some fun.
I don't know.
This is where the artists get clever. Twirling and burning, hot like the sun. Welcome to our joint. The gathering point. The gathering point. Welcome to our joint now. The gathering point. Gathering point. The gathering point.
All right.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
All right, welcome in. You heard where we're at. We're at the Gathering Point. Joe Smith is our music. It is show 300. And we are ready to rock it out with you guys.
That's right. So we got a live audience with us here. You guys give yourself one more round of applause. So that's just pretty awesome. And we're going to be working the camera. We're going to be working out of the big hole back here. We got the full team. We got Joe Smith. We got Michelle behind the camera. We got Oliver. Amy's on tech support over here tonight. Bess is, where is Bess again?
Bess is out celebrating New Year's, but she's missing out, and I bet she's watching because we're all here, and we miss you, Bess, but we got this without you.
Bess the champion, that's right. You got Lucy and Robin down in the corner over there as well. And we're going to be kind of talking through tonight's show because it's a 2-hour show, but we are using the jumbo hole. So this first piece is going to be a members piece as per usual. But this is going to be a little bit of a trial run and a beginning for us to understand the rhythm of working in this hole and getting prepped for the second piece, which will be exactly the same as this item, except humongous.
And look at this.
We were doing small.
No,
wow,
not
big
tonight.
glory hole.
Teeny, tiny pieces.
Not tonight.
You just covered up your chalk. I meant draw the big boy.
Huh?
Draw the big one.
Oh. Well, I will say that we had a really good plan decided up until about 1 minute before we started, and then Chris asked a question about the piece, and we both looked at each other and we kind of shrugged. And
I have a drawing of it.
On that sticky note?
Uh-huh. Do you want me to draw it?
No.
Blow?
See how it is? Like, we planned this. What? Do you remember the center? Like
I
the
remember.
bowl?
But we did.
I'm making it and I don't remember.
Well,
All right, well, I'll just draw it up as he's making it.
no. The middle was the nest, the technique of the spiral. Remember, it was a ball in the middle with all the ribs on it?
Yes.
Keep that. Ribs?
No, like a trail, like you're doing on your rondelles. The center was a ball like that, like our Michigan room cups.
We know what's going on,
Oh my God.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's like herding cats.
So the idea is that this is going to be a Michigan Room representative and mojo encompassing item. And we're going to start by making a champagne flute, which it's going to be not too elegant and crazy and thin and tall, because we're going to be using the jumbo one for a tip jar at the bar and having it be a memorial piece of our 300 show. So we're going to walk through this one in this style on a smaller scale in the Michigan Room theme colors, and then we're going to make the jumbo one to match.
So what changes, Jake, in your mind as we move from a normal size piece to a jumbo piece?
It's a pretty good question. I think a lot of that, since we haven't made something jumbo in about 100 shows, is going to have to kind of be figured out as we go along. But certainly, it's going to take more hands.
It takes more hands, more glass, more reheats, which is why Joe is here to entertain us. 'cause
Bring me
reheats
a
get boring.
volio, we'll drop it on the bottom. Or you can bring a two-part.
Burn is hot. Burn is hot. Burn is hot. Burn is hot. Burn is hot.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
Bess is in the comments
Heat that up.
So it's a two-part Avolio. This is, you got a lot of options in making Avolios. A one-part Avolio we usually drop from the top. You ready?
Yep.
The two parts typically for a more intricate
Flip.
second portion of the Avolio, and you can get the sizing lined up much better when you put it on in two separate parts and your heat's correct so that you can really squish. Thanks, Oliver. So you can really squish that bottom ball. A goblet, even an Avolio, the most beautiful shape is that beautiful platform between the
Pedal.
stem. The more you can squish and make
On,
symmetrical
lightly.
both the top and the
A
bottom,
little harder.
the more elegant it's going to look. And
Harder.
the better that Matt can line up and
Okay,
squish
lighten
that
up.
bottom following Chris's motions, the thinner that bottom is,
Good.
the cleaner the piece is going to be.
All right, Jake, you're gonna drop me a ball, and then we're gonna put those trails all over it.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be a longer tube. We'll put them all on there. Then I'll heat it up and neck it down into 3 balls.
So you want these guys to get color, and I'll drop the ball to you, and really dense color, or
Yeah.
in
And
a
we're doing
second?
one of each. 3 small bits, like smaller than a lip wrap. But you,
ball first.
I mean, should I hold this and I should just make that and put all the color on it and then drop it on there? Yeah.
I'll babysit it.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to gather up the stem. I'm going to have these guys bring me all the color applications to it, and then we're going to drop it on the stem of the goblet after we've got all the color work done. So let's do it.
All right. Matt, what color you take? You want the
All right,
blue
perfect.
prism or you want the light
So
blue?
you could tell here that, I mean, we're using recycled glass. It's beautiful transparent blue right now, but that bottom one is what I was talking about. It was squished really flat on the bottom there. The thicker that is,
If
I
you're
mean, it just
whoever's
looks a
bringing
little
the
bit
white,
more derpy. So having that really lined up and
Bring it
correct
outta
is pretty nice. And also
clear.
making goblets
Not
and
blue.
making something thin and delicate like this when we're doing it on the small scale to begin with is a little bit funky working out of the recycle because it cools down quicker than clear glass does. I'm also totally getting adjusted to the heat on that hole. Even though it's a bigger hole, there's 2 burners on the side of the hole. And Chris just noticed this morning that our traditional blower that brings oxygen into all the equipment here wasn't hooked up anymore because we just bought those 2 new furnaces. So he just re-hooked up, pardon me.
it was a surprise. I came in and I was
Thanks,
ready to
dude.
start blowing glass. We were going to blow from like noon. I was going to blow from noon to 4, which I did. But at like 11 o'clock, I realized I had to like turn into like Mr. Repairman and like rebuild
my
the
train
whole
of thought.
blower unit and hook the whole thing up. And it worked out perfectly. Anytime you guys are ready, I'm ready. So this is going to be the color added onto the surface of this just for a color pattern. And then once I get it all on there, then I'm going to superheat it, melt it all in. And I'm going to have one of these guys drop it on the stem of that cup. So here's the first one. Nice. Next one. Hold it up on the way over. What color is this? The light blue?
Light blue.
Matt, you're bringing white?
Yeah. Woo!
Nope, I got the light blue. You got white. All right.
So I got the 2 nice different complementary blues, an opal sky blue and was that a blue chrome?
Matt's is blue
All
chrome.
right. Now you're bringing me white. So it's real texturous right now, but once I get that last color on there, the white, then we're going to superheat it, melt it all in. It's going to become perfectly smooth and all just a nice bubble that we're going to drop on and create the stem out of. Yeah.
So here's another thing you guys can watch during the show is the trick for us is not to talk over each other's mics. All 4 of us are mic'd up, but Matt is not. And Amy's going to need a mic at some point too, so we're going to have to swap mics out.
You
But
ready?
this has been the learning curve for us because we're not audio people.
Oh, we're
just,
getting to be.
talking our normal thing.
We do have a number of people commenting that we let Matt out of the basement today.
There he is, folks. Purple pants. Straight from Value World.
He is.
Lovely. Matches the purple light.
It does. We both just got these pants from, well, you got Value World, I went Goodwill last week. Christmas gifts to ourselves. So
I'm just gonna shape this up and give it to you.
okay, and then I'm gonna neck it and drop it over top like a foot.
Yep, but just leave it a little thicker than normal. I'm not blowing it out thin like a foot.
Okay.
You want the hat, Matt?
We got to get those little plastic feet.
Yeah.
I got the plastic hands. They have feet now too. So like drop a foot. Oh, that's going to be perfect.
Wipe it down.
Mm.
The wipe down. That kind of sounds like a song.
Wipe down.
Can you give me a little air, Oliver?
Yeah, I got it.
Just a little bit? Good?
Wipe it down.
Yeah. How's that size? You want me to neck it
Beautiful.
down more?
Nope.
And
Grab me my diamonds, would you?
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to just grab the hair, throw it up there for you?
Yeah. You coming, Jake?
Yep. So,
Drop.
Yeah.
so the point of doing this first, and the reason that, well, I just thought of that we should be thinking about, thanks, Oliver, is how we're going to be doing this when we do it large.
That's why it was just one ball in the center.
Yeah. So if we're going to do this jumbo, then maybe we got to do like, you know, a much longer tube and chop them down and neck them down like he's about to do, pre-attaching it to the piece. But I'm just not sure yet. But you can see what I was talking about, the bottom of that being so flat and the bit that I brought over being so hot, it connects perfectly to the bottom. They almost fuse together down there.
We got to remember to do a fat Avolio.
Yeah, and this is going to be, actually putting on an Avolio on a large scale is going to
Upside
be,
down. It's gonna be
We could drop this
Pretty
Avolio
cool.
on the bottom of the ball this time instead of a two-part.
okay,
You could have fun with it.
Avolio,
And jump on
dropped
the
over
ladder.
top.
Just give me 1 second, though, to let this cool
Yes,
down
we
a little
could.
bit.
I've made some shot glass feet as Avolios, like an Avolio foot, and I've also made some taller vases with an Avolio that was like that wide on the bottom, and I think that's kind of what we're going to be working with, and doing something Venetian and delicate that's typically thin
it,
when
Ollie.
you're doing a process like that at a much larger, thicker scale. You got
Yep.
so much more time on your hands than you're used to, so it's kind of a redesigning of the way you put something together. I don't know if that's
Yeah, it's pretty bubbly.
gonna do it.
Chipped it off at the far back.
You ready for it?
Bolio. Bolio. Bolio.
Bolio.
I'm making a bolio.
Woo!
Nothing yet. Okay, on.
What do you think, Mom?
Push hard.
I think I wanted to
Real
ask,
hard.
how many of you saw the Christmas? Did you guys watch the Christmas one? And did you see
Good.
the picture of Jake as a baby? Did you get like the toe head? Rolling.
Blown
That was
foot, Jake.
amazing. He's like, do you have a picture of Jake as a baby? And I'm like, uh-huh.
I don't know how bald my head was.
You were bald.
You want me to have a little lip wrap ready for you as soon as this comes?
I'm not going to put a lip wrap on the foot. It's going to be a folded foot. So this is the top of the cup of the champagne glass, and that's going to be the foot down on the bottom. You can see that color coming out. You can really see the blues when the blues are hot. Oranges and reds look brown when they're hot.
All right, you guys, this is kind of cracking me up. This is like when you were in high school or college, no one would sit in the front row. But then it's a concert, and you're paying the most money for the front row.
Puff it and hand it.
You're all going to jump up seats now, I know it.
Oliver, would you want to take a peek at who's watching from where? And if the people haven't told us where they're watching from, let us know what's up.
Through all that here. You ready for the information?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, let me take it from the top here. Make sure my mic's on. We got Dana watching. We got Sue watching. Pat, Lori, Carol, Carrie. We got
It's going to be
Bess
hot. You ready for it?
watching.
I'm ready.
We got so many Robins watching today. There's so many Robins all over. Dawn, Eric. We've seen Angel, Fred, everyone wishing us a Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody
Blow
watching
lightly.
tonight.
Good.
We got Argentina in the house, California in the house.
Argentina?
We got Dearborn. Little Batman for the Robins. Thanks, Joe.
Jake, what's the interior of the glory hole, size-wise?
Of
I
that
don't
glory
know.
hole.
We didn't measure it, but I'd have to say maybe 18 inches, maybe a little less.
The interior of that one?
Yeah.
Like 18 feet, maybe.
18 feet. It feels like that. The other thing we're going to have to figure out.
We got Arizona,
Tweezers? I got
New
no
Jersey,
tweezers. You got 'em?
Iowa, Lapeer.
Happy New Year's, everyone. Thanks for spending your night with us. Still got
We
time
got
to go
Hannah from
after.
Sweden in the house.
Oh, Sweden lady, we are calculating your cost, but it's kind of holiday time, so it's going to take us a hot minute.
Best watching from Philly.
What?
The other thing we're going to have to think about when we open up the hole is that this is still using, and I was just talking with Chris about it, if we have guest artists here in the future when the bar is completely up and running and we're doing other streams with local artists of any medium, but specifically glass, and we fire up this hole, the opening of this hole is small, just as small as our small glory hole. So
Nothing.
we can make,
Not
just
yet.
like we're doing, goblets out of this hole, which is kind of insane. Once we open up the two holes there, and it's about 18 inches wide, it's letting out a ton of heat. So that works for larger pieces to get in and out of there and keep the piece hot. But if you remember our 200 show, or you go back and watch it after the fact, which might be cool to see how much we've changed, one of these guys and someone around here is going to be pretty much solely running the opening and closing of the doors, because it's letting that heat out. And if you lose that core temperature in the hole, it's just like leaving the furnace door open. It's going to cool the glass down, and we'll start to lose our true heat. And the longer we work on a piece, the more you need that super power heat to keep the core at the correct temperature.
How long did it take to light it up?
We let it ride for about 2 hours. Normally we let our holes come up for about an hour. So it's an extra hour of heating and getting prepped for the show. But we're watching it in real time. Like we mentioned, we don't use this. The last time was a year and a half ago. So we're kind of learning as we go, and we're going to find a rhythm here in just a few. Is there any questions so far from online or from anybody out here about anything going on?
The people.
They're all experts. They know everything.
All right, beautiful. So Chris folded the lip there. We've talked about that before. We want to, in the new year, get back into doing a goblet show every first of the month. It's not going to happen in January. We take, and just so you guys are all aware, both online and in-house, The second week in January, we always take a paid week off as a team after the holiday push
Ollie, get a door for me, would you?
because it's so out of control. And
Just
we've
that
done an
left front
amazing
one.
job up till now. This is kind of the
Thank you.
peak of what we've been doing, and we're going to take a week off. So there'll be a pre-recorded show for that week as well. We'll be dialing
Open.
in and getting comfortable, a couple of us going out of town, and then we're going to get back to business after that. And I don't remember the reason why I was saying that in the first place.
What?
Because
Does anybody else?
we're not doing a standard live show.
Oh, Goblet Show.
Tuesday.
We want to get back into doing a Goblet Show every single first of the month because this is what we love doing. It's super intricate, super ornate.
Matt.
And the reason I brought all that up to begin with was Chris folded the lip on that foot. And that's a pretty beautiful move to get a nice even fold on the bottom there so that the foot's nice and thin and delicate goblet style, but it has that little bit of double thickness around the edge that allows for less explodage. Beautiful break.
Favorite moments. Favorite moments.
What?
Won't you be good to you?
We're gonna have to drop another one on there.
Won't you be good to you? Put the puppy on now. Put the puppy on now. Put the puppy on now.
Tell
That's right.
Jake's gonna have to gather me up one.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Bass is talking
Turn
smack?
that for me.
Well, we better watch out for that.
This best.
I'm going to have to watch the comments.
Jake, you want to bring me a blown cup top for this?
Yes.
So,
Would love to.
Because you really aren't supposed to be making delicate stemware in a giant glory hole that is made for making huge stuff, this piece just
Exploded.
So we're gonna drop another one on here. You can open this left door and leave it open for me, Oliver. Quickly. I can't get back
We're
out.
also hoping to have sounds
leave it
in
open,
the new
yep.
year. Like we're
Thank you.
updating our soundboard.
And I'm gonna
so
take a
we're gonna
paddle.
Be like beep beep for the bus, or you know other sounds that you hear. Yes, yes, 100%.
One sec.
So this is pretty intense, dropping a cup top on here. This is something that we never featured him on the show, but Nolan Young, who's another second-generation glassblower, works out of Michigan Hot Glass downtown, and we work at the Renaissance Festival with him all the time. His dad, Albert Young, taught both my parents a lot about glassblowing, and he loves dropping cup tops over the top like this. This is pretty ornate, and the timing's got to be just right. It's just like doing a blown foot, except you're 40, 50% bigger. And there's a lot more shaping in the top of a cup and the shape that's holding the liquid compared to the foot that you know the shape you're shooting for.
Here you go.
While you're getting ready to drop that, we got people watching from Indianapolis, Chicago, the UP. We got
Ready?
Redford. That's where I'm at. We got people who got to Bay watching from Midland, Icarus, watching in the car on the way to Detroit. We got people wishing us a happy new year from the future in Australia.
Hello? Hello?
Nice. I'll take that.
Yeah. So
Let it
Other thing,
dangle.
when we're here and everyone's quiet on set, they're like, "How is he doing that?" Right? Like it's something that they're learning in the moment too.
So what I'll say about this, go ahead, Oliver.
I mean, anyone who watches this show knows I do a lot of learning on the fly on this show.
That's a
So
fact.
That's no secret to anybody. Get to see a lot of cool moves.
I'm watching him. This is not something, like I was kind of building up to say, it's not something we do often, dropping a cup on the top like that. So I'm kind of learning as well as he's doing it.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are all quiet because it's like this is a learning moment.
Exactly. And the first thing he did was he established the connection on the bottom. I mention a lot on the show. I like to point out the fact, because I think it's pretty behind the scenes, is that you're always working from the tip down in glass. Once something's been added on the side, if it's an extra bit of color on one side, you get 2 or 3 heats to manipulate it, set it in place, and then it cools down. But Chris could superheat the lip right now and work on the very tip of that. But if he wants to get that connection that was dropped, the Avolio that we dropped that bubble onto, just as hot as the lip, it's impossible, because the tip's gonna go in first and it's gonna come out last. So that tip's gonna start to crumple and get way hotter than what he actually wants down on the bottom of the connection. So the very first thing he did was look at that connection, get it all lined up, and then not touch it again and let it stiffen up. And now we're only gonna be focused on the top maybe 50% of the shape of this glass. You got those? And now this is an even more fragile knockoff right now because of the length of this piece. And that was pretty close. Usually when you don't knock it off like that and it sends a shock down the whole piece, that means the punny's on there pretty good. It's not gonna fall on the floor. Now we wanna be able to complete this piece and get it off the pipe without it breaking something else.
I mean, we just have to open it up and finish it, that's all.
That's all.
That's it.
That's it.
We need some questions. It feels like, any questions in the house?
I think actually it feels pretty normal. It's just the fact that there's that many people sitting there right now.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous almost.
Yeah, it's interesting for us because we can talk amongst each other or think of where you guys are in the show watching, right? But now you're physically here, and we've all been trained to interact with the audience, to get them like, how many have been here before? Raise your hand. And just to get the things to say to get the crowd into it. So for me, this is really awkward. I'm sorry my back is turned to you. I'm sorry I keep walking in front of you.
You got it, Mom.
We're very sensitive about that during the live shows.
Absolutely. But we'd love to know from everyone out in wherever you're watching from on this phone here, what you guys are doing for New Year's. Obviously, you're watching the show, but if you cook something fancy up, if you guys plan on, you know, having something at midnight, or what the plan is. I saw someone mention something.
We got Mary here saying that she goes for chocolate-covered Oreos.
Oh, there we go.
Corn chips with French onion dip and champagne. We got Beth saying crab rangoons and drinking a sour. Crab rangoons is my favorite, one of my favorites.
Is that a New Year's thing, crab rangoons?
I don't think, it's not like particularly a New Year's thing. It's like, for me, it's what I want every Saturday, but I can't have it every Saturday, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wish this glass was the color of the pink light shining on it, because it looks super cool.
Totally.
Wow, that turned out
That's
better than the
nice.
first one.
That's
Heck
nice.
yeah.
We could get purple barley.
So for these pieces, obviously, they're going to be signed 300, and all the pieces on the virtual gallery, which we haven't highlighted yet, but have been made specifically for this show, are going to be signed show number 300, and I'll show you that up close in a second. But let's just give them a round of applause, you guys.
Woo! Right, all right.
That's pretty tight. That's
We
pretty
got some
tight.
forks.
Little forky poo
How about a GA stamp?
on the bottom.
You want a stamp on the bottom,
For
or
a goblet,
stick it
yeah.
on the side?
Just I'm quiet, okay.
All right, he wants a stamper.
Nah, I don't know.
I think leave him on the bottom, or we're hand signing them.
Okay.
All right, Chris. I got a question for you from the crowd. You're only working on a really delicate piece here, so you got all the time in the world to think, got all the mental space.
That's right.
Do you remember making your first goblet? Take your time. No rush.
Oh, I do. I do remember practicing, and I had like 150 goblets in my studio at CCS that I'd been making the whole semester, and somebody stole them all.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then like
That's
8 years
tough.
later, I went over to this guy's house, and he served me a glass of wine in one of my cups. I got into it with a pretty Flynn Tucker.
Well,
That was his name.
I don't know if we need to get into details of all that. I know what that means.
All right. So I'm just
All right,
trying
so-
to get a little bit of heat in the foot before I knock this off, guys.
He means in the punty, right?
In the punty, yeah.
And I don't even know the physics behind that, although I do know that a punty that's ice cold and connected to the bottom won't break off as easily as a punty
You all
that's
right with
a tiny hair malleable. I've seen a lot of glass blowers, and I don't specifically do it on every piece that I make, but a lot of glass blowers will, just like he did for something delicate like this, preheat the punty to make sure that it doesn't. Maybe it has to do with leaving a giant chunk on the bottom of the glass. I'm not sure, but he's
Talk right now.
going in for the water,
You talking
too.
to me?
Nope. But that water's rolling right off the foot.
All right, let's get this piece finished. We're going right back there.
Where is
You
our
want the
knockoff
bonker?
bench?
That's why it's hiding.
Jeez.
It's hiding
Don't
today.
need to torch it.
I'll do it with this.
Don't leave him on the bench. I thought. Beautiful.
There you go.
I'll take that from you. Thank
Show
you.
that to him. Don't worry about
Don't
that.
worry. Just lift it up, show him, and then.
Yep,
All right.
Good night, my love.
Nice.
That turned out pretty sweet.
Time goes
Nice work.
Beautiful.
All right.
not in either. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
So we're getting right into another one of those, but bigger,
giant
badder, jumbo. The website is live, 6:30. So
Yeah.
that just went live for everybody. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so it's about to get serious. That was a true warmer-upper. We kind of joke about during our shows the warmer-upper being something super involved in hardcore, and that was super involved in hardcore, but now
Little monkey wrench
we're going to get serious.
with the cup top, but it turned out nice. That cup top, I think, turned out nicer than the original one, which was pretty sweet, putting it on the backwards fashion.
So we have some housekeeping to do later in the show because we have 2 giveaways per our week off.
Yeah.
We've got 2 giveaways to give away
And the
tonight
end of the month, so 3.
on the show, and the end of the month.
Yeah, once a month. The question in the e-news is once a month.
So there's 3 giveaways to give away tonight. And I'd like to just walk through the pieces on the table real quick to show that
You
off.
guys, if you want to start.
While
I'm
you
gonna
walk
start
that
off.
over, there's a
Also-
question here we got to answer, Jake, if you don't mind.
Okay, go for
we
it.
got Phaedra asking on behalf of Lou Ella, a 4-year-old, asking why we're wearing all hats today. And that's because we're keeping it fancy, trying to celebrate the new year. If you look at everyone's hat, they have something to do with the new year on it.
Yep, mine
Does
does. for
Chris
sure.
does as well.
Consider
Mine-
this a hat.
Has something
That's a
to do
hat
with it.
right there. That goes on the head. So Lou Ella, thank you for watching here tonight. Happy New Year. We're just being festive. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it's a New Year's party.
Cheers to you.
Now let's take it to the table. Thanks, guys.
So we do also have the release of the winning snow person from our snow event. And I don't know, should I let the people know right now?
Mm-hmm.
This was the collab piece, but wait till I get into the numbers right now. I'm going to have to do it. So we'll go from the bottom up.
I thought we were looking at the table.
We'll do that in a second. In the lowest spot, doing everything that they can,
That's 4th place?
that's 4th place, is the over-the-top Sammy Snowman, and that would be Chris's.
What?
He's-
4-1? First place?
That's tough.
What happened?
Well, I mean, if you see the numbers here,
Would you just read them?
he got 2 points. Give him a round of applause, you guys.
That's so many points.
Because you were trash talking me.
I don't know what to say.
I looked at that site. That was the tightest one.
Up next in 3rd place was the Golden Child Sally. That was Michelle's piece. With 5 votes, very incredible. Then you had Madman Mohawk. Remember that one? That was Oliver's.
That one took first?
2nd place, brother.
Oh, hey, I'll take that. Listen.
And the trophy, we do have to grab the trophy.
I'm looking for it right now.
It's
Where
over there.
is it?
Over there in the crevice.
In the crevice?
Yep, right over there.
That's not
Right
where
over
trophies
there.
belong.
Come on now.
And then, so that was 8, and then Mellow Maddie, you know, took the win. It's mine. And thank you. Thank you very much. We had 30 votes for that one, folks.
Which
And
one?
Mellow Maddie. 30 votes, so I'll hoist it. Thank you, Oliver.
There you go,
Appreciate
there you
that.
go.
Thank you very much.
It was rigged.
Thank you. And that's how it goes. So I haven't signed it on here yet, but we will get a signature on here. Show 299.
99. It's kind of tough. It's tonight.
I already have show 299 written on there with someone else's name on it.
Was it 199?
Mine?
We're gonna have to figure that out, folks.
Guess
know
you're just
about
not
that.
going to be able to write it on there.
Better take a look at that.
Jake, I'm looking at this right now. Why does it say on here that you bought 12 of your own pieces shipped to your home?
What? I don't know anything about that, but we did have an amazing customer come in and purchased. I won't release her name on the show, but she is a dear-hearted, amazing customer of ours, and she got a custom set of 6 of my style, all in slightly bigger sizes for all her grandchildren. So that did help the numbers.
I guess.
All right. Pink Alabaster Lux Collection.
Yes. That was a lot of talking.
Yeah, sorry, but that's the name. And why are there 12?
Pink Alabaster Lux Collection, that's right. So this is a collection that we made specifically for tonight's show per the color scheme that's been the favorite thing over the last 3 months. One of each drinkware style. They're all signed show number 300 in remembrance of this moment. And we're planning on, we also did our
smaller one.
first, a little bit ago, we did our first Michigan
For this
Room
next gathering.
glass design. This could potentially be the second Michigan Room glass design that we will make a mixed drink about. And then we'll need one more design to start the menu of 3 cocktails.
I do have a question.
All right.
What does Lux mean?
That's
We
a really
looked this
good
up.
question that we can get people in the chat to mention and we can get from the audience. We had one person
All right.
say deluxe. Lux means deluxe. And we had one person say luxury.
So it could mean one of those two things
Raise their hand. Ask them.
or something entirely different. So if you're watching
So-
live on the internet, get in the comments, let us know what you think Lux means. Live studio audience, you don't get to hide behind the phone screen. You got to raise your hands.
No,
What do you guys
no.
think that means?
We're going to need noise. So I think we got to vote on deluxe first, and then we'll vote on luxury second. So those who feel that deluxe is the correct where it came from, let's hear it.
We got Deluxe. We didn't even cheer for Deluxe. We got one hand for Deluxe. Okay. Let's make some we got 2 hands. 2 hands for Deluxe. Let's make some noise if we think it means luxury.
Luxury? Luxury?
Now Matt has some insider
Doesn't
information.
sound right.
Matt has some insider information that Lux, spelled L-U-X-E, which I don't think is the way it's spelled. I thought it was
I think that's the
L-U-X.
way it's spelled.
Well, then I'm
L-U-X-E.
wrong on that one. Then
Yeah.
it totally combines with the word deluxe,
But
right?
Deluxe only
Per
got
the spelling.
2 hands were raised up for Deluxe, and then everyone else
We've
cheered
got a
for
vote now for
luxury.
deluxe over here. Okay.
No. It's luxury.
My suggestion was
Dork.
luxury, but we've got a couple votes
Thank
for
you.
luxury.
You can leave it open.
A
Thing's so
lot
hot,
of
it's
congratulations for Jacob.
Oh, what? Yeah. No. When you're reading it, that's
Couple more. Oh, we got one for deluxe on YouTube.
Yeah, but that Deluxe doesn't have an E on it, so I don't know if that counts.
That is misspelled. All right, now let's just get focused here.
I'm focused.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah, you guys gotta think this through.
Look at the size of that thing.
it's big.
One big champagne
Nothing
flute,
yet.
and I
We-
got the tiny little cup jacks.
Where are the big boys?
They're right behind you.
Jeez.
Who's the assistant here?
That's an arm sizzler.
We did have a question from a Deb asking if
got
we
multiple.
had New Year's
Can we sell the door,
resolutions,
Matt?
and if we did, what they were.
That other door I'm going to need propped open a little bit.
Does anyone have any New Year's resolutions, Michelle? I feel like you have New Year's resolutions, so I'm kicking it to you.
Better.
That's perfect.
Always
Thank you.
do better. I like that one. Jake, New Year's resolutions for you? Yeah?
Bunch of them.
Whole bunch of them? Good.
I got a
I love
ton
that
of 'em.
for you.
Arm sizzler,
Yeah, I knew it. Let's go.
Lightly.
arm sizzler.
That's amazing.
Good.
It's big. It's an arm sizzler.
That's beautiful. That's so good. So, you notice the. Oh,
I hear that train coming.
yeah.
Rolling round a bend. And I ain't seen such a since. I
Don't know when.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. That train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio.
Yeah. We just need that song remixed with Bus.
Yeah, right. There's something beautiful about blowing glass with music, folks. We've mentioned that on the show before, where, you know, we're doing the live show and we're talking to everybody online, and you can't have copyrighted music playing in the background. And typically, when we're blowing glass, we do an 8-hour day of blowing glass. We're shuffling through like 3 different playlists and listening to music from Japan and all over the place because we're just listening to music all the time.
We listen to so much copyrighted music.
We do, but we pay for it.
We do pay for it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But there's some sort of beautiful rhythm about it. A lot of people say glass blowing looks like a dance when you get into the rhythm and you're making a piece and you get the production line going, and having some music just adds to that mojo, and it's really a beautiful thing. The other thing that I was starting to point out is that you see the third person getting involved now.
Blow.
Matt, as the assistant in this piece, is sitting there ready to blow. Oliver knows that Chris's arm
Good.
is burning up from the heat of this right now. So that's just, it seems like a simple roll, but once something hits this scale, you have to have a third person to help out in that time. The Loyalty League item is live
It's
per
all done
Amy.
already.
Thank you for sending that out. Another thing that Amy mentioned to me, she was going to pull that gnome with the beautiful vase, open vase, flower vase head on it over there, never been done before, off the table. And I mentioned to her that we've got multiples of all the items here.
Matt, we're going to
and
drop an Avolio on.
we're going to do them as quick as we can.
Collection, because that's what a collection is.
That's right, a collection. We will make them to order as quick as we can, but we wanted everybody to have an opportunity to purchase something off the table. So it was live. It's already gone. That's how that goes.
That was quick.
It's gone.
The other piece.
The OG goblet.
I haven't even made us big brother yet.
But as per usual, when we have multiples on the table, the first purchase per timing that the order comes through the website, we'll get the one on the table, and then we'll recreate to match after that with our hands.
Doesn't have to be too huge. Steroidal great.
So what do we got going on now?
Dropping the Avolio
The
on.
big Avolio.
That's right.
And this is the moment that I'm noticing we're going to need to pull out the fluffer pretty soon. He's going to go for the regular torch, but one person, probably me, is going to shuffle that thing over and start to really blast some extra heat on the moil. The moil is the punty of the blowpipe. That's the lifeline of the piece, and it's holding it on there. Once you switch it onto a solid rod, then it's becoming the punty. Matt's on his tippy toes, beautifully supported by those Ugg boots. Yep.
No, it's the
It's
stem.
the Avolio. Avolio.
It's a lot of heat there, so give me a sec.
Lead your- You guys might have heard
I'm
him.
just
He said there's
excited.
a lot of heat there. Take it easy. There's no rush. When you're doing those small Avolios, he's going for the super squish real fast and with real precision. Right now, he's letting it cool down, and he's very intentionally choosing his timing of giving that the old squish down. And I think that's pretty darn proportionate for that size of piece. The blue has a really beautiful opportunity to notice the heat of what's going on. When you start to see that true Michigan Room recycled blue coming out, you know that you're too cold. So we're gonna get that fluffer going in a second.
That's very cool.
I'll take a flash if you want to pull that fluffer out front, Matt. Come right from this side.
Better than Oleo, going in my portfolio. Oleo.
So, Oliver, we're going to start doing the color stem same way, but just bigger. You're gonna
Cool.
we got 3 colors to put on this stem.
You want me working on it right now while you start it up?
You go ahead and get one started.
Okay.
They don't need to be same size as those last ones you guys gave me, which are fine.
Are you gonna need both of them?
They were like grapes.
I think we're good for a sec.
A little smaller, like a lip wrap. What'd you say?
You're gonna need both of them?
Is that all right?
Yeah. I'll just have you probably, Miranda, would you slide this around to here for me? Just nestle it right in there so I can reach that handle. That's perfect. Nope. Thank you.
Right behind
Beautiful. So another thing to think about when you're blowing bigger glass, and there's a huge learning curve too, is not using your brute force to carry everything around. You really need to be cooling down the pipe and using leverage on the bench, your second hand. And even when you get into bigger things, if you guys are watching on social media and you see reels of people making like humongous turtles or whatever it may be, there's special yokes that come from the hole that will slide all the way to the bench, so you don't even really have to lift the product up, because it gets heavy pretty darn fast, especially with the addition of a larger and larger metal pipe that you're holding.
This is why sometimes I think it's pretty incredible when big glass is kind of boring to watch. Sometimes you go to Corning and they have a visiting artist. You're going to spend 3 hours watching a piece painting. I like the quick things that maybe
You ready with one?
sometimes because we can try more stuff and it's a little more exciting and engaging. Thought it was fun.
Got it?
Yep.
Aha! I don't know if you caught that. The rollers
Nice.
have a slight angle to them, so when you're spinning the pipe, there
What
is
color is
like
that,
a
blue?
forward and a backward.
Okay.
One way will be easier for you to turn, and the other way will be harder. So that's why Chris just flipped it around.
You need the fluffer.
I'm doing good. I got it prepped there for my lonesome.
But the trick too is if you do big pieces all the time, then
You
you're
can get in
used
with
to
that or
doing
no?
big pieces, you kind of know the next
Or do you
step.
want the other
Yeah.
one
So
open?
that's why we're kind of like.
Maybe open it if he needs it, Oliver. I'm ready when you are, Matt. I want to turn it up a little too.
Yeah, you could turn
Normally
that.
would not have happened because we would.
Try not to talk over it. Turn that blue knob all the way open in a second once I'm out of here. Close it down and open it up.
Glory hole. The maker put me in to glory hole. He put me in to glory hole.
Yeah, baby.
Turn it round, glory hole. The maker turned me round in the glory hole.
up? Did anyone turn that up yet?
Glory hole.
Hey, Matt. Will you grab a wrench and tighten up the head of that fluffer?
Ask for some about
Yeah.
This up. I don't know any flash stops that have 5 music players.
So you're marvering it down. Are we dropping it over top like the last time?
Same way.
Okay. So it's just going to be like pretty much a big cup over top, and this is going to be just the extendo. All right. I think this might have enough heat to get the job done. If a little bench blow, maybe.
Yep. Good.
Plenty of heat. All right. I'm ready. Let's ride.
It's go time.
It's go time. Finger sizzler. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So we got Oliver working the doors, and you might have heard through the camera that, or through the microphone, that I've opened up or asked him to open up the gas all the way on the hole, and that's exactly what we were talking about. Just by the first set of doors being open now, you can visually and through feeling the glass tell a difference in the heat. So by turning up the gas, there's a little bit more coming out of the hole. It should try to equalize that temperature a little bit, and then keep it riding at a nice heat.
Good time.
Exactly the argument, or not the argument, the conversation we had when we made those mini snowmen last week, and we talked about the depth of the crevice on those snow people. That's exactly what I was talking about there. Each swoop of the ball, using the big jacks, they're wider innately, so it's squishing them around. It looks more like an avolio versus a constriction between each sphere. From the outside.
No questions from online yet, apparently.
Am I getting to put this avolio on?
You want to?
Yeah. Were you gonna do a blown foot on that, or are we gonna? Okay.
Yeah, but you can put the roller on it or something.
I know. A step stool to stand it on that maybe, and you stick your foot out. I'll put it on your foot.
Reach is not too far away.
All right. We'll see.
Come halfway through, go for it.
This thing looks incredible.
It's pretty serious so far.
All right.
To the chat about Lux.
Get an avolio.
Getting a Volio going. You got that, Matt?
What'd you find out?
So LUXE, according to the dictionary, is related to luxurious. LUX without the E that Jake was talking about is a measurement for how intense light is, how bright something is.
So
like
lux, your eyes
lumens.
Wow.
So the Lux that you're talking about,
me
Jake,
get a
makes
quick
us go blind.
cooler
The
downer
Lux
here.
that we were talking
right
about
next
is
to you.
very fancy.
Behind you.
Our products are so dazzling, like me.
That all makes sense.
That all checks out.
That all checks out.
Wait.
So I know that I'm going to be reaching up really high to put this Evolio on here, so I'm very trying to think ahead as much as possible with these bigger pieces, and by cooling this down, I'll be able to reach up higher on the pipe to reach that zone, that snip zone, to get that off of there.
The only thing you got to remember is don't sweep. Yeah, deep chubby.
Okay.
Strong, but no smaller than my.
Snifter style.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, that Ovalio's getting dropped. We have a question for how many years has everyone been blowing glass? I can go through and answer for just about everyone here while they're focusing. So, Jake's been blowing glass since he was about 3 years old. So that makes it about 24 years, 23 years. Matt's been blowing glass for almost 3 years now. Chris has been blowing glass for about 65 years. I've been blowing glass for coming up on 2 years at midnight tonight. This is my anniversary. And then, Michelle, how long have you been blowing glass for? Like,
5, 6 years.
just like a couple days?
Take a quick flash, then we'll fluff it again.
37 years. So a big variety of how long we've all been blowing glass for.
You can put the foot on. Oh, shit. It's going to be a two-part Evolio. We'll just drop a fresh one on there. That's good.
I got that, Matt.
I just experienced the full depth of the hole
Oh, you hit the back?
by jamming the new Evolio right up against the back of the hole.
Nice.
So that's why we're gonna put the second drop on here.
Guess I just made it a little bit too tall.
It's gonna be crazy to get in. I mean, I'm already experiencing the length of it being a little funky with the yoke there. You gotta set it down at an angle to get in the hole, and then it set it down. So once we get the foot
you
on
putting
here,
this on hot or dropping it on?
I could probably just.
Do you want a shield, Jake?
Nah, it's good. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a super extendo.
Your arm looks better with a little red tint to it anyway.
Appreciate that.
You ready?
Everyone's saying Happy New Year's.
Jam it on there and you make it fat.
Carol Jutras saying that we're going to need a
What I need?
taller
Yeah.
annealer. Listen, we might have maxed out the depth of the glory hole already, but the annealer's taller yet, so we still got some more heights to go. Just don't tell Chris that.
I was just gonna say, we have a measuring stick out.
We probably should for how this is going so far.
I don't have yardstick. I guess
We're gonna go for it right here. Start light.
You want me
Yep,
just
go for it.
rotating, Jake, so you can...
Need the precision right now. Okay, a little tighter.
by the paper cutter, bring me one of those wands.
That's good.
All right.
Thanks.
We got people watching from Denver, Colorado. Oh, we got Sharon watching from Denver, Colorado. I'll keep my eye out. I haven't seen any Alaska yet, so if you're watching from Alaska, better say something right now. Not tonight, to now.
To now. It's getting a little warm in
An old
here.
friend of the show, maybe tuning in. We had a brief conversation before.
Yeah.
She's on the job, so we'll see if she can
Oh, nice.
tune in.
Is she on a boat or is she on land?
She's on land. Yeah.
Mary's asking, what is the biggest piece ever done on the gathering point? It's about to be the next one. The next one's going to be the biggest ever done. Need any air?
I'm gonna blow it out.
Oh, I thought. I got you.
I'm a little hot, Jake.
You gonna be ready or should I chill?
1 sec.
You guys need a third man?
I don't know. Not right now, I don't think.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Blow. Good.
Woo! I got him. Serious.
You hit that door open all
Yep.
the way.
Need like a second. If you hold that tight, I'll tug on this. Does it still pop off? Yeah. All right, now I got some serious work to do. You want the small jacks for that? You got them.
What does serious work mean?
Yep.
Hoppa!
Woo! Serious. You didn't put a lip wrap on the last one, did you?
Nope.
Folded it? You're folding it?
Yeah.
No big juicy blue chromer?
I think folding will be fine. Sturdiness. Got the perfect length.
Yeah. We can slide that back a little if we need to.
Someone shield.
Woo! I can turn if you want. It's a little awkward.
I don't even need you there.
No?
Well, no, because I can't see.
You give it a flash and bring it back.
That's what I was looking for. That.
What is
I didn't fall over.
The Incredibles that has the long arm.
Rubber Man.
Yeah, she could like. Yeah, there we go. So you can see where the human scale is a limitation in terms of being able to get all the way over here. Some of the solutions are just muscle through it, have someone else turn the pipe, and then you stand out here and you open it up.
Got a really nice fold on it. It's a proportionally bigger fold than the small one that we did before this. And that fold was just the 2 taps that he did in the beginning. And it was the diameter, the thickness that touched the metal tool, cooled it down and pushed it in. And then he just opened it up regular. But it's looking pretty darn good. Now, which is what I was starting to do on that, he's using a little bit of gravity to just heat it up and swing it out a little bit versus forcing it with the metal tools and having it cool down. So he's pretty much got it disced out perfectly flat. Now he's just going to trumpetize it trumpetize it.
Trumpetize it. Yep, you got it.
Downward for that nice fluted,
On.
flat, amazing bottom.
Okay, Jake, and you're talking like it folded over, right? So why do you fold over a foot?
For extra security.
Security.
Yep. A little extra thickness around the edge where it's set down on the table or on the beautiful bar top over there. So now it's punny time.
Watching Chris reach out to like fold that foot up's got me thinking of like Michael Jordan reaching for the slam dunk in Space Jam.
Flatten it. Is it flat?
Jeez.
Gotta
Go
make
for
a
it.
big fat punny.
And I'm just nervous about the Evolio that I put on. It's a pretty tiny diameter, and he told me, think about it before you... What's that, the bottom
Punny?
size? You think this is too big of a pipe with that type of situation going on?
Just a regular punny would be good. Like the regular
Counterweight.
step down.
So right now, if they do the punny too fast, it will stick in the bottom of the piece. So there's another pipe, like you don't want a really thin pipe because then you gotta turn it much. So if you get a thicker pipe, it's easier to turn the piece. But because the end is too fat, it's called step down. So
Matt, check the foot.
that's what they were discussing, which punny they want.
Back.
Put the punny on there. Put the punny
Yeah.
on there. Put the punny on there. Punny on there. Be good to the punny. Punny be good to you. Be good to the punny. Punny be good to you. Put the punny on there. Put the punny on there. Put the punny on there.
So I know this is, I cooled the pipe down so he could get some good leverage on it, but I know that it's going to be a little bit slippery if it was a wet punny. And I guess
Check
I'm
that
going to be
foot
the
again.
one taking it, but once we flip over, you want to make
for
that punny as predictable as possible for the person making the
Flat.
piece.
Thank you.
What's your timing like?
I'm ready right now.
All right.
Take those tweezers, they're all yours. You're sticking it on. Don't put it on too far. That's good. Don't look at the foot. Look at the stem.
Huh?
That's pretty good. It's
Don't
like the
look at the
drum
foot.
roll in a guitar.
Not looking at it.
How's it
Well, I
feel?
mean, it's-
pull back a little. Good.
Yeah. I think it's okay. Don't hit the foot. I'm gonna push and go up in the air with it probably.
Push lightly.
Wrangle it, Jake.
It's hot.
All right.
Yeah, it's still just a little hot.
Just try to get it into the heat if you can. Gently. There you go. Now the round of applause.
Woohoo! Shoo. Tag back a little bit.
Probably too small of a punny.
It was just a little too hot still.
Remember, you're gonna
For
have
the
to
weight
do
of it.
A lot of every time he sits down, you guys got to give him a little heat on that foot.
For sure.
With the torch
from
behind.
behind, yeah. I was wrong in thinking to come around with it. It tagged back a little too. Just a tiny little spot.
Oh,
Tagged back on
sorry.
the
Oh,
foot,
it's gonna
so
come off.
I'm just gonna blast it. No trim, right?
Nah, I don't think so. Maybe a little puffy.
You gonna open from the outside?
I can.
Or you want me to?
I can open it from the outside. I want to puff it too.
All right.
It's not ready, is it?
Yeah,
Really? All right.
it's hot.
I'm gonna puff it first and then. That's That's it. Hold on. Spin.
Coming back. Almost got it in one heat. Yep, keep hitting it.
Annette has a really good question for Robin. How are you going to ship this? Robin said she's not going to ship it. I don't
Stay
think
right on
this
that when it
piece
comes
is going to
out,
be
but-
for sale. This is for us to use as a tip jar for the bar.
We're probably going to go out of the way.
Probably gonna have to
seeing-
straighten the
I'm
foot a
seeing
little
that.
too with the paddles.
Oh, you think it's crooked?
Yeah. I think
Foot's
the
dead
Evolio.
center, dead
okay.
center.
All right.
Just kind of go down with it on the way out so that shoulder drops out a little.
All right, so here's another thing as a glass blower. Like you've
Beautiful.
seen pottery spun on a wheel. With glass blowing, you want it nice and symmetrical.
Coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Nice.
But the
It's
thing
tight.
about being a glass blower is like
It's our boy.
Yeah.
it looks beautiful,
Flash the
right?
foot good.
You're not sitting here spinning
a lot
it
of
on
champagne.
a table going, is it perfectly symmetrical?
You
No,
doing
you're
good?
looking at the cool design, how it feels in your hand.
good?
It's fantastic.
I think we get it
So
off
even
sooner
if
rather
this
than
piece
later.
for
Want me to
some
water it
reason
up?
falls out of round,
No.
You're going to water it up?
Yeah.
Who's gonna know?
All right. It's pretty serious, you guys. You can douse it.
Okay. Last flash?
Yeah. I'll bring it to you.
Yep.
Last flash.
So what do you think that is, Jake? Like 31, 32 ounces?
That right there?
Yeah.
I think it's more.
More?
Yep.
Okay.
40 ounces.
44 is a
Let-
growler.
Like a 44 ouncer?
So we got a little motion in it right now. We want it to, right when it stiffens up,
I got it.
be the moment that we knock it. That's an eyebrow sweat inducer.
Be gloving this?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ollie. Get the gloves on. Because it's almost time.
Yeah, give it a quick
No
quick
more.
little bit of love.
Get that block out of there.
Knock it off right in front of the Marver over there. I'd hold it by like the bottom of the glass, probably.
By the what?
Bottom of the glass. You want the bonker, not the tweezers.
Ready?
All right. Yep. Here.
Hold on. Fuck.
Bonk it. Give it to me. Right here.
No fucking bunker.
Show it to him. You can
Flip
show
it
it to
over.
him.
All right.
You put it in the box?
Yeah.
Put it on the lip. We can fix that. All right. So that's a tough one with the foot. It's hard enough making a small one, but what we can do with that, I know I can do it, is I can diamond saw that off on the bottom and polish it out and then blow a separate foot and ultravioletly fuse it on there for the bar. And it'll look just like it's supposed to look, but it's tough when you're doing stuff that big and it's so thin. To get a Venetian blown foot, that's why there's not champagne feet or cups that big all over the place. But it turned out great. Super nice. Nice work, Jake.
Darkness has taken me. I'm getting so cold now. You're not in either. Hope I don't rush you.
Yeah, let's do some housekeeping for sure. Amy?
Mm-hmm. All right, while they're going by each other, what's your go-to snack, drink or snack in the new year? And I've
All right.
lost, there it is. Send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. And now, live from the newsroom.
The newsroom.
I thought you might sit next to her. We can
I'm working on it.
These
I'm
guys
so
look kinda
trapped
tangled right now.
I'm in a whole trap.
But
Son
I
of a
will
gun.
say we are getting new mics that 6 of us will have them in the new year.
The super talker over.
Yep. Or not.
gonna be a lot to
Amy,
manage.
What you got for us?
All right, so we had a couple of contests. You want to do all of them now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first we have, let's do the red-footed candy bowl first. That was from show 299.
$2.99,
Candy
and that
dish.
was when we did all the crazy wraps like this, and it was a pretty incredible experience.
The question was, what products would you like to see us make in our 300th show? So spoiler alert, that's happening right now.
Hopefully you voted correctly.
They got
Yeah,
it right.
so we had a couple of answers, a beagle dog, big beautiful flower vase, and our winner who wrote big ornaments, a big slug, and snail ornaments of any kind. That was Annette Ellen.
A champion of the Glass Academy, Annette, congratulations.
Yay, Annette.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, if you're not Annette, hold out hope because we have a few more things going on.
Perfect.
Run the curve.
Next, we have up our festive
Oh, another
snowman.
champion.
That's this guy.
Look at that little dollop.
And that was from, what, 298? Is that the week before?
Yeah.
That
recorded one.
was from $2.99 and a half.
Okay, so however we're calling that. We
Yep.
had a question. Looks like we had a couple of questions. Vote for your favorite mini snowman. That's right. And Jake was the winner of that. And
Thanks.
You didn't
for,
win by a lot.
for this prize, he did, admittedly. For this prize, we had what's one thing a snowman needs to be absolutely perfect for you. We had lots of really great answers. Top hat, a carrot nose were among the most popular. Round bellies, of course.
But we did agree that top hats don't go on baby snowmen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was established. And the people voted on that one too.
That's a good one. So our winner for that was Linda. Linda Cunningham.
Let's go, Linda. Another champion.
So congratulations.
Beautiful.
And if you're not Linda or Annette, be prepared. You could still win if you entered our monthly drawing, our $100 December gift certificate. Our question was, if our glass penguins came to life and had personalities, would yours be adventurous, shy, silly? What would be in its hands? What would you call it? And we had a lot of really great ones, but our winner this month said this penguin is obviously named Penny, named after my cat. This is clearly focused on the task of decorating for a celebration that brings family and friends together. $100 gift certificate going to Cindy.
Let's go, Cindy.
So if you are any of these three people, Donna will be in contact with you, right? Yep, to get
I do
that
believe.
information and to, if you're going to be shipping anything, get invoices for that. But otherwise, congratulations, you three. And if you are not those three, then enter tonight because we're always giving something away.
Tonight, the giveaway, we have the question right here. We're going to be making one more piece, and because it's a 2-hour show, because we have a live audience, and because it's going to be snowing later tonight, and we know that people want to get home at a certain time and not be getting too rowdy here at the Glass Academy, we're not going to be doing a giveaway. I heard some chuckles over here. We're not going to be doing a giveaway piece. We're going to be giving away a $125 gift card tonight to the Glass Academy. So we got your question right here. You guys know how to enter the giveaway. The e-news email's right there. You send your answer to e-news. We'll be releasing that giveaway winner when the time is right. And I'm out of here.
All right.
Out of the tree, in the wrong key. Out of the tree, swirling colors shining in a moonbeam, twirling with grace and a puff of soul. I dream in white fire, burning gas in a pool of hot glass, getting cool fast.
Absolutely. Amazing. Okay, what's the crew doing?
So Jake's going to be drawing up one of his pieces. Jake's got a style of his work that he's been doing these bonsai trees, and he wants to make a giant one tonight for celebration. And this is an example of one of them, and I don't know if it's going to be bigger than this one.
Maybe just a little bit. I mean, this was the first big one that we tried. We've only made 3 of them together as a team here, and we've got this guy was a Christmas gift to me from my parents, so that's good inspiration. And then Matt's got this one here because we have multiple styles of trees going on, and you guys saw a custom bubble tree like this had been made 2 or 3 shows ago, and that was a pretty involved process because of the amount of bubbles that were going on this right here. I do think, and look at the hole right in the side there, yeah. I do think that we can try tonight to combine these 2 styles and maybe make this trunk a little bit slimmer. We're not going to make a glass bowl to go in. We're either going to build a wooden one or find an antique terracotta one or something that really symbolizes the bonsai mojo. And we're going to drop bubbles on it like this versus solid pieces on it like this.
Are you saying you're doing mixed media and this is going to be another medium?
Yes, which this one already has the pea gravel in here, classic bonsai style, but we think we're going to make it a triple different style of craziness.
I like it. So he's going to start by the stem of the piece. He's going to start on the, for lack of a better word, the trunk.
Yeah, the mini trunk.
And he's going to get that all formed up, and then we're going to start bringing him bits when he's ready to start sculpting. And so it's going to be hollow sculpting and solid sculpting together, the combination of both of those particular techniques.
And both the stem and these are going to become now hollow, the plumes or whatever they're going to be, or whatever they're called. Still got to figure it out. But this is a super heavy piece, being all solid with the glass bottom and these solid pieces on here. So hopefully in doing a stem like this, a trunk like this, it'll be hollow. We'll have a little more room to sculpt it from the inside and the outside, and then those balls on top won't make it as top heavy. And we're going to kind of see how we do it.
Get to work.
I also want to say, like, if you guys are watching at home and internet is glitching, we upload these to a YouTube playlist after the show, and it won't have any glitches on it. So if you're ever watching the show and it kind of conks out and you're like, I'll go do something else, know that you can always come back and watch the show at a later date.
I think jungle will do. Yeah. So we're going to start with...
I'll give a shout out to Lucy again for setting up the table, and Miranda for her beautiful photos on the website that match these products. They captured really the essence of the show by putting it together so beautiful. Back to you.
So for this one, for the first time, I'm going to add some white underneath all the browns and golds that are added onto the stem. So it's kind of got a little birch bark action going on. A little more depth to it. And this is just the core bubble. So we're going to gather over this, double dunk it, and then probably add a bunch of brown strands on top of it too before we putty it up.
Sounds good. It was kind of ironic that the blow slat that I blew today from noon to 4 was all jumbo, like 5 gather pieces on the jumbo pipes.
Yeah.
And so I got kind of used to handling those big pipes this afternoon, which it would be a lot different if I wasn't working those for that big piece. It seemed like it felt pretty good. I picked up that normal size pipe and it was like a little tiny pole. It was like flipping it around. But we don't usually work on pipes that big. We work on pipes a little bit smaller. That's a pretty beefy pipe, but it makes it so easy to turn the pipe when it's a bigger diameter pipe and you've got a lot of glass on there. A lot of people don't realize when you've got glass on the end of a blowpipe, it doubles in weight every foot away from your body. So if you have 2 pounds of glass on the pipe, which you might have 2 pounds of glass on the pipe right now, well, 2 pounds of glass feels like 4 pounds, feels like 8 pounds, feels like 16 pounds, feels like, 32 pounds of glass when you're holding it out like this on the end of a blowpipe. So it's a lot of work. So having that larger, thick wall blowpipe, which is super heavy in its own right, helps out a lot. And that color that he's got right there, I like describing this because there's always new people watching the show. I mean, hundreds of people watch the show, if not thousands of people after it's live, and they've never seen glass blowing before. So to talk about like what he's doing here, which is picking up the colored glass and adding it to the surface of the clear crystal that he gathered out of the tank, is the way you color glass. And those particular colors are made a really simple way. It's difficult to make, but it's really simple because they're natural earthly elements from the periodic table. That's the only thing that changes the color of glass is oxides from the periodic table. There's no man-made
Green.
substances that make
Jungle
blues,
green.
reds, greens. It's all gold, cobalt oxide, manganese
Help me
makes
remember to
purple,
reduce this
cadmium
at the
makes
end,
yellow,
please.
iron makes green, and they're all earthly elements, which is pretty sweet. And the glass itself is all just 100%
Double
silica
tweezer.
sand, with a little bit of ash, about maybe 3% ash and limestone mixed
get
in with
prepped.
the glass.
You got time.
Kind of
Chris, if I
Mother
can interrupt you
Nature's
for 1 second.
Super sweet jewel.
Chris, if I can
Yeah.
interrupt you for 1 second here. If you're still having issues, Facebook crowd, make sure you're checking out the YouTube stream as well.
Yeah.
It's looking like they're having a little bit of better quality over there. I've looked at everything I can on my end that I know how to do, and everything looks totally fine on our end. We're not having any Wi-Fi issues, so it might be an issue with Facebook. And if maybe there was like some technical wizard out there, maybe named Bess, if they wanted to send me a Slack message on other troubleshooting ideas, that would be really helpful too.
This is like when they ask for a doctor on the plane.
Yeah.
Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a technician in the house?
Could you cap it?
So what Jake's doing right now is he's adding all those gnarly bark textures to the surface of this piece, and you've already got that blown out a little bit, right, Jake?
Yeah,
Just
a
a
little
little bit,
air.
but it's way easier
Matte
to add
blow a little
those
bit.
bark textures and knots and burrows and things when the glass is thicker
Good.
rather than thinner. Because when the glass is really thin, it cools really quickly, and you only have so much time to work it. So you can see that glass is staying pretty darn molten longer than normal just because it's so thick and solid.
There was a question that came in, Chris. You were talking about the weight of the glass and how the further you hold it away from yourself, the heavier it gets.
Yeah.
Some people wanted to know how much just like the blowpipe weighs. I don't think we've ever really talked about that and how the blowpipe itself weighs 250 pounds. And we're just out here manhandling it all day long.
The blowpipe is,
You
that's
ready?
a heavy blowpipe.
Not yet. I think I'm gonna.
That sucker's moving. Look at that. Using the motion of the glass
a gnarly
to create
twister.
that nice twist.
All right, let's go for it.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Not too thin. Just pause before they get thin that they're gonna break. If you see that. Okay.
So if you can imagine a tree growing into the ground,
you
you've
open
got
the
all
other
those
door for
major
me?
roots that are
Small
coming
one.
out of the ground. That's what he's doing right now. He's sculpting those roots out.
But we're gonna sculpt it a little bit and lengthen it one more time, and then we'll start adding some roots on to kind of even out the base a little bit.
Do you want 4 points like that, or you want me grabbing like a fifth one and pulling it out?
I think 4 is probably good because we'll add some more here and kind of just figure out what looks best.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one of these though real quick. It's a little bit of a side sitter in the bottom. Oh, I don't know if there's little animals, little creatures small enough to live in a bonsai tree.
Just a little beetle.
I'm gonna let this cool down and heat the bottom up.
There's all kinds of crazy creatures from the Orient. that we don't know about.
Don't let me forget to reduce this. I told Matt, but
Yeah.
Where is the reduction on this hole even?
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, God. Haven't done that all night.
Stop. Other
Yeah.
two.
Hey, go-
nice.
All right, live from the tech table.
Let's put the clear
This
bit
is
on the
not
bottom.
clear, but Amy says, hey, make sure you do this. What? I haven't done it all night.
Yeah, good call.
Ring the bell.
If you want to know when our show
Look at our
goes
trunk
live,
so
you
far.
subscribe on YouTube, and it will send you a notification. Email, text, whatever you want when we go live.
So now we're gonna put a nice thick clear bottom on it so it doesn't break a hole when we flip it around.
The other thing, you don't see the true colors of the glass when the glass is above 600 degrees. And the glass he's working right now is probably about 1600 degrees. So those colors are all
Give that a quick heat
blotchy and kind of
so I
brown.
can let this,
and,
neck stiffen
he
up
is
for a
using
sec.
browns because it's a tree trunk. But if he was using the colors that are really noticeable are yellows and oranges and reds. They just look brown when they're hot. So you're making this beautiful piece, and you know it's going to be beautiful, but you're working it, and it's just brown and
You
kind of
gather up
nasty
some
looking.
a mixture
Then the
of the
next
3
day you're like,
browns for a
"Whoa."
strand.
All
Start to
right,
do
so
some
there was
roots.
a question if you can overwork the glass. You can. The least you touch the glass, the better off you are. The more
Remember-
you heat it, you lose some properties. It's nice when it's like, I say, think of like bubble gum. When it's really soft and you get your
Like
bubble
this?
gum. But after a while you chew it, it's really hard. That will happen with the glass. In the beginning,
Strands
it's
first.
soft all through the piece. The more you work it, you only get a surface.
Got some time. So we're gonna start laying on the strands on the side, and I'm trying to think ahead to the shape that this is gonna be because it's upside down right now. So we're gonna lay on some bottom roots, and I'm also expecting that this bottom like inch or so is gonna be in a pot and glued to something else, and whatever's in this middle zone is gonna be sticking
That's
out of
smart,
the
so you're
pot.
building up the base a little so the roots will be on top of the dish.
Yeah, and exactly. I
Like
wasn't
on
going to
the
just
stove.
stop the roots right in the middle. I was going to complete them down to the base so that it's a little bit thicker on the bottom and it's wider and there's a gluing zone for in the pot.
Got a little bit of everything.
Beautiful. Matt, he's just going for a little bit of everything. Gonna have that a little more on the pipe on the next one. Good.
A little bit more on the pipe.
Yeah, just so I got a little more control in the very beginning.
Okay.
Can I get the little taglia? Let me get one heat.
Little taglia. Right here.
Thank you. Word. Let's see what happens with Oliver's first.
So for our in-house studio audience, in case you guys are wondering, Detroit Pizza Factory on Telegraph.
I think one more is going to be good.
Pizza came from.
No, from Oliver, I mean.
Pretty good. Shout out to them. Beer and wine is Costco.
Yeah.
All right, so see, Matt's already thinking ahead. He's like, hey, you want me to get the punny ready? Because he knows he needs to let the core of the punny heat.
You ready, Jake?
Yeah.
Lose its super malleability and just have only the surface hot. And he also wants to have the pipe cooled enough so that when Jake grabs it, it's not a super hot
Nice.
pipe.
Beautiful.
And you're good on all that? You don't want any more?
Yeah, I think I'm all good.
Okay.
The punny is like something too that's kind of tricky. There's a couple different punnies for different items, the way you shape them. And when you're working on any piece, it's usually the master at the bench and you're some sort of an apprentice. And it's a pretty nail-biting position to be in because you go to transfer the piece and it doesn't work for some reason.
Nice punny.
Yeah, he's got a really nice punny. But Matt is skilled.
The
He
safety
knows what
punny.
he's doing.
It's not gonna fall off.
He's got it. He's saying no falling. And it's also nice too, it's more of a solid piece. So it's less nail biting than a bone one.
Woo! It's hard to make it not thicker, you know? You're making it bigger. I'm trying to make it lighter at the same time, but just adding those thicker bits on, it's getting heavier and heavier. We haven't even added the arm tendrils. So we're probably going to do that now.
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that was like.
So we're gonna do 2 arms, I think. I'm gonna bend this one to the side and kind of tuck it over, and then we'll add 1 mats, and I'll take a look at it and kind of give you a sizer upper for the next one.
You're opening. If you're gonna like open up and everything like that, it's pinky.
I'm not gonna open. I'm just gonna pull it over.
Need a shield?
Maybe. Thanks. Yeah.
So for those folks
just
who might
wrangle
not
it.
be YouTube savvy, like me, I only like to do it when I need to fix something on my car or something. But I guess you can ring a bell on YouTube, and that like makes you subscribe, and it makes a dinging sound, and that's why we're doing that. We got the bell because we want people to subscribe. After you get over like 1,000 followers on YouTube, which we have over 1,000 followers, then you start making money off of the commercials, and they just randomly start putting commercials in your videos that pertain to what you're doing. Like, you know, there's a lot of crafty stuff that comes on ours. Sometimes there's some really weird commercials. But then you start getting a check, which is kind of nice.
Ann Arbor.
So they want in the studio audience do bonsai. There's a place in Ann Arbor that does them. There's Bath High Botanical Garden has this whole bonsai section. It's really cool. Oh yeah, you're right. Like 96.
I tried to do bonsai.
How'd that go? For you?
Tried to do it.
Like I got 3 different times, and normally the first 2 were just the cheapos, but I just never sit down long enough to do anything on them. So I get them, and then they just are dead after like a month because I don't spend any time with them. And I guess you need to spend time with them.
A little
And I
smaller.
did one time get a gift, like a $300
Probably started up.
bonsai, and doesn't matter how much it costs, it died just as fast. Which is kind of a bummer. And I was going to join the club too. There's a club in Ann Arbor, the Bonsai Club. You can go there, but thank God I didn't. I didn't get any more time from anywhere. I don't know where it comes from, but I'm out of time right now.
You gonna have Dad read it?
That's
Sure.
looking pretty gnarly. He's putting some of the large tendril type branches coming off the top. Whenever he's ready, you let me know when you want me to flash it for you, Jake.
Okay. All right. Go for it. Okay.
You can open the other side when I come out. I'll tell you when I'm coming out. Okay, open.
Okay.
Going in.
Let me take one heat, Oliver, and we'll do it.
All right, let's cook it. You want it like pretty on the pipe, pretty off the pipe?
Carrie, we hear you.
It could be dripping off a little bit.
Some of the messages. Something about you have a bonsai, something about a club. I didn't hear the full story.
She wants me to join the club. Is that what she said?
It's good.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
true. It forced me to go to my bonsai meetings.
The beginning ones on green pipes.
Yeah.
Get smaller as we go.
Yep.
You guys see the wheels turning?
I'm really trying to figure it out right now.
Might even see a little smoke coming out of his ears.
All right. It's such a gnarly thing making organic bodies like this. Yeah. It's totally alien. It's like tripping my brain out trying to figure out how to plan out a bonsai stem.
I always recommend not stressing out about it because it's a tree. You can't mess up a tree. This is the first one. You ready to start them?
Yep.
Flashing that.
Next one we could do a little bit bigger.
You want me to start one of those up, or you just have Matt do one?
Maybe. Let me just take a look at it first. Probably will skip the flash on these because that's going to be pretty cold now. But just get it as ripping as you can. Just turn right my way.
don't, that's okay.
Yeah, it's
I
just
forget
chilly.
These fast. Yeah, that
So
room
we'll go a
has to
lot
be-
bigger and a lot hotter. You can go for them, Dad, and then Matt can supplement in a couple or something.
That has to be done in one move.
Yeah, you can take
He
flashes.
doesn't have choice to get that.
Let me get that door, though.
Only on the first try.
Yep.
Open it from the top one, Oliver, the top door. Open from the big door, close from the little door. Push it
It's
back.
just pushing heat out at me, you know. Just close that little one all the way down.
Close it like that, and then you immediately go right back up to the top. Close it on top. Push everything close to that, close everything to that. We're just doing green only.
And we're still kind of in designing these. We're trying to figure out if we should be tungstening holes in each of these bubbles, which typically for larger items, when you're sealing the air in there and you're still heating them up and cooling them back down, there's expansion and contraction. And I think that may be why a few of them is cracked, the bubbles on the top of the trees. Can you close that down, please? Thanks. Sweet. It's an arm sizzler is all.
Where are they cracking?
They're cracking on one of the bubbles, usually one of the first bubbles that have been put on.
It's
So
not like a cold taglia on the first bubble?
no, I don't think so. I think it's that they've been around for so long, getting reheated and cooled back down, potentially.
So then potentially keep an eye on torching it today.
Right. So that can just hang out, and then we'll just swap and drop it right on there. All right. Maybe a little bigger. That's nice heat. Blow. Good. Gonna eventually need a little bit of fluffer love, Oliver, so that one's pretty precarious. Look at that. So maybe once like I come out of here, you just kind of go around the bench and hit the fluffer. So as soon as I sit down, if I have a chance, you can hit those tips.
Of the branches or
On the very bottom. Come on out. Which does, it's not the end of the world either way, because it's gonna be in the pot. What's your timing, Dad? Yeah, you neck out flash. Nah. Keep it one door as long as possible to keep the heat in there. Okay. Great. Yeah, we can blow it when we're dropping it. I'm ready. Blow light. Good. Woo!
Yeah.
It's a droopy one. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
top of the bubbles looking okay
Yep.
in terms of heat?
That's good. Yeah. All right, we're looking pretty good. Michelle just pointed out, which is another thing we got to figure out, the front side of the bubbles where we're cutting are getting cooled down from the metal tool. Let me get one more heat. So we got to find a way to cover those up or melt them in.
Well, you got both torches over there too. Could you use the fluffer and the other one?
The hottie?
Yeah, at the same time.
All right, that's good. I'm ready when you are. Could you just hand me those diamonds? Thanks. And then maybe, would you, before you do that, yep, I'm ready, torch with the hot torch right after I sit down. I'll squash it with the squasher, and then you hit it with the hottie. I don't think we need any air on this one. No, I was thinking one more maybe up there on the very top. It's good.
Think about it, not flashing for you.
Okay.
That other door, Oliver?
Wait 1 second, let me take a look at it. So all we're talking about if we put one more big one on top or not to kind of finish out the foliage. And I'm kind of leaning towards yes. But what do you guys think? All right. I'm gonna flatten out a couple of those real quick.
The tool Jake is using to flatten, not the wooden one he has in his hand. The Taglia is a metal tool. You can use, if it doesn't have tape on it, you can use the end here to make handles. It's like
pretty
a
cool.
giant spatula. The tip there allows you to cut corners into the glass or lines into the glass.
That's the front side.
I like all that.
If you guys have other questions, shoot them along.
I'm confused now.
There's no front or back. It's a tree.
Rotate it around. Yeah, I think we should put one more big boy, that guy right there on there.
All right, who's going to a fancy New Year's party afterwards? Joe says he is. Thank you for spending your New Year's with us. It's really fun to have you all here. And in Michigan, the weather's supposed to get bad tonight anyways, so.
Will you hand me the diamonds?
Home before it's day.
Well, actually, we're not ready. We got no bubble in there yet. I think I'm probably gonna have to take one more flash.
How heavy is that boy getting there?
It's
Jake?
getting a little bit heavy.
It's like 5 pounds.
So the annealer reveal on this, if you want to see the finished piece, sign up for a membership.
That's right.
For only $8 a month, you can enjoy the annealer reveals. Bump it up a level to $48 a month. There's all kinds of surprises found in that membership. Special emails and behind-the-scenes videos.
You want to stick these in your back pocket?
Now that Miranda's on board, we're going to have
I'll just
more
grab them from you in
coming
one
out to
sec.
you. Never a dull moment.
Thanks. Thank you.
Ready?
Yep.
With the Michigan room behind St. Nordine, the last bubble is added.
Real light. Good. Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Smack it.
If it makes sense.
Think we put some powder on top of it or something for those cut marks? Not the powder, but like some size 0 or something. Just leave it.
Leave it, dude.
I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like that. When it comes to glass blowing, he's so bad. I'm gonna be like that. Be like that.
Yeah.
Daddy-o, daddy-o.
It's looking pretty cool.
That's pretty
So
cool.
they are all green. That last one is not orange. They will all go to the same color. Right now, some of it is stabilizing the heat while he's thinking about next steps. You got to even out the heat before you
Torch
put it
it.
away in the annealer. A couple more flashes, so one leaf
On one of the tendrils.
section is not growing orange, that they're more unified.
It's a pretty nice
You
punny,
want
man.
that wearing a t-shirt? You want me to take it?
Make it big
Got
ones all day
sleeves.
long.
Yeah, that's right.
Jake just said that was a really nice punty, and the punty is what's holding that piece, the massive glass. And I said to him, it's a nice punty because Matt was making me punties all afternoon that were big, giant punties, so he's got it down. If we were blowing stemware or something and he was making punties this big,
Yes, good
and then he
call.
was doing this tonight, it
Matt
probably
was just
wouldn't have
about to
turned out as
remind me.
nice.
Right now. Thanks.
That little thing that I just did right there, handed Jake the stamp, it
It's,
really does help
probably gonna have to let
because
Chris do
there's
it.
Such a lot of time when it comes
No,
to
it's already all the way
glass
open.
that is wasted when you're going for a tool. That you always want to make sure your tools are
Hey,
in
gotta
the
cut
same
the
spot.
oxygen.
So
Can we get a
it's not
reduction?
the bench, I straighten Jake's tools out because every tool's got a spot
No.
that it's supposed to be on the bench.
the butterfly
It's
valve.
really important. Sometimes
Just
things
get your
get
dad?
crazy and you're in the heat of the moment making a piece of tools just get all out of control and they're upside down.
We need a reduction from you, sir.
Reduction.
So we got a lot of gold in the stem. So we're letting a couple more flashes. We're letting those jungle green plumes up top solidify. And then we're gonna pull out the metallic spots in the body and the trunk of it. And the base looks pretty good and proportionate anyway, like
That
it
was,
is,
but we need a
but
little
we
bit
are
more.
planning on grinding it so it sits flat and sits into a
Stand
nice
for
pot.
Less air. You see any? Keep going.
So they're adjusting the flame right now.
No reduction yet?
I'm not
The
seeing
doors
any
are
flame.
wide open. It could just not be showing. It's pretty quiet. It's sputtering, so it
Yeah,
has
it's
to be
quiet.
reducing. Right there. Close that door. Thank you. All right.
How's that look?
And we've never reduced something on that hole, so we're trying to figure it out. I don't
Well,
see
there's
much.
a way around that. I'll just throw a piece of paper in there.
All right.
There's newsprint at the checkout. I don't have any here.
Yeah, right here.
The on-the-fly MacGyver reduction.
Yeah, let's see it happen.
We're using a tree to reduce the
Beautiful.
tree.
From deep?
Ready?
Yeah.
Get in there and I'll throw it in there. And
All right.
After you close the doors up.
Let's see what that does. All right.
reduction. It's got it on there almost.
It's got a beautiful purple light shine to it.
Nice.
This is the reduction.
Is that it? You're putting it away now?
Yeah, let's knock it off. All right, this is the moment.
Lay it in there.
Lay it on its side.
Yeah, well, you're not going to stand it up. So just lay it on its side and knock it off.
Okay.
You trying to torch the bottom at all?
Nah, because
We
we're gonna
grind
grind
it?
it. Yep.
Okay.
All right, Matt's getting the gloves, but Jake's gonna knock it.
I'll get the door.
On its side. He's gonna knock it off right in there. So I think we're gonna be all right. I think. Yeah, I don't think so.
No gloves.
Unless you could probably whatever you want to do, Jake.
I think laying it in there is gonna be fine. I know which side's the front.
Matt, I'm so sorry. You were so ready.
Grab the
I want you to
bunker.
hit this. Watch out behind you. All this other shit behind you.
Yep.
Nice. Very cool.
Woo!
Came off perfect.
Nice work. Should I talk to them first, or should I look at it now?
All right.
Look, it's reducing now.
I can't fix it.
It's perfect.
All right, we're gonna do a round of thank yous.
Yeah, I'm still recovering a little bit. That was a huge piece, and I think that I got a lot more to figure out and learn about the trunks of these trees. You know, I love that one, but I'm not perfectly satisfied, and that one's kind of gnarly and crazy, and it's not really like that tree-like. I think if we make about, just like any product, like you've seen the gnomes change throughout the last 3 years, if we make about 150 more of them, thank you, Oliver, they're going to get dialed in a lot more. And it's a little bit of a stretch making a huge one to try and dial it in. I think that was super beautiful, but there's a lot more to figure out about it, and I'm looking forward to figuring it out. Thanks, Rob. Nice work. Thanks.
We know, team.
We are
Nice.
rolling into the new year very shortly. I want to thank everyone for coming. It's a pleasure having you all here.
We got an amazing team. These are these guys right here in the hot shop.
Howdy.
It takes-
Guys.
Yeah, it's us.
Give them a round of applause.